Welcome back. Great to have the MetLife blimp providing today's aerial coverage of all the football action. Snoopy one at the controls.
This is the situation last week where Carolina was burned by the tight end. Ernie Conwell and the Saints had a big day.
On 3rd and 7, Brady surveys the field. Goes short. Flag down. It's short of the first down to Troy Brown, the veteran out of Marshall. 3rd all-time in receiving, and Ken Lucas on the defensive play. We'll talk to Brady. A flag thrown where you expect defensive holding.
Holding, number 23, defense. 5-yard penalty from the previous spot. First down.
The biggest problem for the Panthers last week, they couldn't get off the field in 3rd down. Look outside. A major mugging by Lucas. A major mugging against David Gibbons as he just throws him to the ground, and that's as easy a gift of a first down as it gets.
Penalties and 4 turnovers plagued Carolina last week in the New Orleans loss. This is Dillon straight ahead on first down, a gain of a long 3.
Well, it wasn't that long ago that these two teams met in the Super Bowl, and of course you can see that the New England Steamroller kept right on going, undefeated at home. But it was tough times last year for John Fox and the Panthers, as Armin talked about at the start of the show. 14 guys on injured reserve. They were so looking forward to this year, and then of course they lose their dominant guy in the middle, Chris Jenkins, in week 1, and they are desperate now.
Brady alone with 5 wideouts. Quick throw underneath the branch, and he pays the price. Juggles and maybe got a yard. Lucas making amends for that penalty on the last play.
Again, though, we saw a theme where Tom Brady keeps his line up there. He keeps his offensive team at the line for a long time. You know, a lot of that is to try to get the defense to tip their hand. Maybe a safety takes a step in one direction, he'll tip a coverage. Brady is very good at eking out every second of the play clock.
And he does a lot of this now and tries to get the defense to commit blitzes and coverage. On 3rd down, wide open, that incomplete to Ben Watson. The tight end with 4.4 speed was 7 yards in the clear. So 4th down, punting team on.
Well, you don't see this very often. And again, Tom Brady, no pass rush whatsoever. Look at his ability to stand in the pocket. And that is just, Tom sees that Watson is wide open, and for some reason, that's just an overthrow. But again, no pass rush whatsoever. Brady very, very comfortable back in the New England pocket.
Josh Miller sends his kick towards Steve Smith. Backpedals to the 12. Former Utah star kicks his way clear and across the 30 to the 33. 21 on the return of a 52-yard punt. The Patriots and the Panthers, no score, midpoint first quarter. No score, first quarter. Not too late to run your fantasy league with CBS Sportsline's Fantasy Football Commissioner. Start your free trial today. Click on Fantasy Football at CBSSportsline.com. After a good punt return, Delhomme airs it out. Looking for Colbert, incomplete. Knocked away by Randall Gay. Well, we've got an update. Let's go to New York and Cumble.
All right, Dick, in Houston, questions before the game about Ben Roethlisberger's knee. Ben's doing pretty well so far. 3 out of 5, 37 yards, including that 16-yard touchdown to Hines Ward with a field goal. The Steelers leading Houston 10-0 in the first, guys.
All right, Greg. Well, the Steelers certainly flexed their muscles early. One of the 2 teams to beat New England in the last 35, and they're coming up on the schedule for the Pats. 2nd and 10. Delhomme flushed, has to throw it away. That's exactly, as you pointed out, Dan Dierdorf, what the Patriot defense wants to do, get him out of the cup.
Well, there's some quarterbacks that on the move are actually more dangerous than they are in the pocket. But the Patriots, they have such confidence in their schemes and their ability to collapse the pocket on just about anybody. And they just talked about, we want to make Jake move his feet. We want him to dance a little bit in the pocket. Now, that was a full-scale collapse of the pocket. Any quarterback would have had to flush that thing and throw it away. But again, Eric Mangini and this New England defense, they have so many different ways to attack and destroy the pocket, and they're very good at it.
Fake to Deshaun Foster, and Delhomme needs 10. Intercepted! Picked off by Dwayne Starks, the former Raven, and Starks. If it counts, there is a flag down at the line of scrimmage. Number 1 pick of the Ravens, Starks, one of the pickups by Bill Belichick in the offseason from Arizona, where he played a couple of years down in the desert.
Illegal hands to the face. Number 59, defense. 5-yard penalty from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
Oh my, for Belichick, instead of the defensive interception at the 50-yard line, Roosevelt Colvin caught on a penalty that extends the drive of Carolina.
Well, Roosevelt Colvin wearing number 59, and so uncharacteristic for the Patriots. They normally take advantage of there he is right here. See him right in the middle of the screen, and right there, the right hand up on the face mask. There it is. Oh, and there especially. There was the last part of it when he just bent the head all the way back of Travell Wharton. That's very, very obvious.
So the 5-yard penalty carries the first down. Delhomme down the middle, incomplete. Intended for Kerry Colbert.
And again, Jake throws the ball into double coverage, and Rodney Harrison telling us how he talked to the defensive back, saying Jake Delhomme is a gambler. He will take chances. He will throw the ball into coverage. That could have been a completion if the ball just wouldn't have sailed a little bit on Jake. But Rodney Harrison convinced that there'll be 2 or 3 or 4 opportunities there, and one of the Patriots has to be there to take advantage. They've had one opportunity, they took advantage, but the Colvin penalty negated it.
The 3 men in the backfield. This is one of the unusual formations of John Fox. 2nd and 10. Give it to Smith. They'll make it Davis. Stephen Davis to the 40-yard line. A couple of yards on the play. Beisel and Vrabel collaborate on the stop. Stephen Davis, 3 times a Pro Bowler out of Auburn. Started with the Washington Redskins. Said he had to learn to be patient, but since he developed as a star, 4 times 1,000 yards. But last year, injured early on, only able to play a game or so.
Well, 3 times in his career, Dick, over 1,400 yards. He's a fine combination of speed and power, and had lots of power.
3rd and 8. Empty backfield, Delhomme, and here come the Patriots. Quick throw is complete. Chris Mangum, the tight end, and it's going to be near the sticks. Now they're going to mark it a yard shy.
Well, good blitz adjustment. You practice that all the time, recognizing the blitz off the corner. Right off the lower right, and then off the top. You can see Colvin coming, but again, that doesn't work unless your receiver is smart enough to make the adjustment. They just didn't get 1 more yard.
Neither team, Dan, able to convert on 3rd down. Here's another punt.
This is how the Super Bowl started.
Jason Baker, 5th-year kicker out of Iowa. Good high boot. Troy Brown lets it go, and it is
what
a touchback. Great effort by Rod Smart. Remember him from the XFL days? He ate me. Well, he's found some love in North Carolina. 73,000 strong here at Bank of America Stadium in Charlotte, downtown. Corey Dillon and the Patriots against the Panthers. A couple yards for Dillon, stacked up by Brandon Short, who came from the Giants. Fox coached him there under the big blue sign, G-men. Dillon, who started slowly last game against Oakland, but second half had a solid contribution. They've checked him so far. He stays in, the 3-time Pro Bowler. Brady tried to make the yardage through the air. Goes to the sideline to Brown, and Brown is tackled immediately shy of the first down at the 28.
How great a story is Troy Brown, though. How great is this? Last year forced into duty as a defensive back, released by the Patriots, but they didn't want him to go anywhere, re-signed. Now he gets to really go back to his natural position. This is a guy coming in today, 481 career receptions, and this guy, his picture ought to be next to the word professional when you talk about a professional player, doing it the right way.
A symbol of why these Patriots are so successful. There he is again, all alone. 40, 50. Can anyone catch him down the sidelines? 30. He's at the 15, 5, and knocked out of bounds at the 1-yard line by Ken Lucas, who had to streak the entire field and then cross the field to get to him. Oh my, how does a man be left alone like that on a little flat pass?
Well, it's either, there's only one of two things happens. It's either a blown coverage or a pick, one or the other. And in this situation, it's a blown coverage by the Carolina Panthers. One guy's playing zone, one guy's playing man. Nobody's playing Troy Brown.
71 yards for the veteran Brown, and he had those 34-year-old legs pumping down the sidelines, denied the score by Lucas. Welcome back on the 1-yard line of the Patriots after that 71-yard reception by Troy Brown. Dillon and Klecko. They fake a throw over the middle, wide open, touchdown, Daniel Graham, the tight end. These two tight ends, Graham and Watson for New England, they are tough to cover. And was he open?
Well, I was just going to say right now, I would say confusion and chaos are reigning in the Panthers secondary because it's hard to be this wide open in the end zone. Take a look at this. Hello, Carolina. Where is your pass coverage on 2 consecutive plays? You've got a mistake in your coverage and turned loose a New England Patriot, and now you've paid for it with a touchdown.
Vinatieri adds the extra point as Tom Brady, in his 6th season out of Michigan, has his 100th touchdown throw. 7-0 New England.
New England's up 7-0. Here is Troy Brown in the slot. This is Ricky Manning Jr., who becomes confused. Watch, he's looking into the backfield. All of a sudden, there's Troy Brown. Oop, all of a sudden, look, he peels away, and Brown, it's clear sailing from there. And it led to a New England touchdown. Great hustle by Carolina as they knock Brown out, but then back-to-back mistakes in the secondary as they totally disregard Daniel Graham, the Patriots tight end, and Ricky Manning, he knew, mental error. It's a lonely existence for a defensive back, and it's a long chase down the field.
7-0 New England on the 1-yard touchdown to Graham, and here comes Rod Smart. He's out to the 30 and hit at the 31-yard line. A reminder, Thursday after CSI, these agents think like criminals, but they work for the FBI. Mandy Patinkin stars in TV's new great thriller, Criminal Minds. Special premiere after CSI, Thursday on America's most watched network, CBS. Big week, lots of premieres on CBS beginning tomorrow.
Here's where the Carolina offense can do their defense a big favor, and that's just hold on to the ball. Even if you don't score, crank out a couple first downs, but give those guys a chance on the sidelines to regroup.
Fake to Davis. Delhomme down the middle, almost intercepted by Harrison. He was right there covering Chris Mangum. Let's go to Greg Gumbel in New York.
All right, Dick, in Tennessee, Jamal Lewis fumbled. The Titans recovered. Steve McNair, 2-yard touchdown pass to Troy Fleming. It's 7-0 Titans. The final minute and 5 seconds of the first quarter, guys.
Well, McNair 0-4 against the Ravens, and the Titans so much personnel changing. Looking for some positive news.
They had personnel deletion is what they had.
That's right. Davis, the ball carrier. He's met abruptly, but carries the Patriot defenders out to the 35. Ty Warren first to make the hit.
There are so many good defensive linemen in this game. The Patriots across the front with Warren, Wilfork, Seymour. They can bring in a guy like Jarvis Green. And then on the other side, we've got Julius Peppers and Buckner and Michael Rucker. Yeah, and all first-round draft choices here. Seymour, Warren, and Wilfork. Richard Seymour, one of the 5 best defensive linemen in the game of football. Maybe one of the 2 best. We might be looking at the 2 best in this game with Julius Peppers playing defensive end for the Panthers on the other side.
Yeah, that's a good point. Tough to argue against that.
Now, if you love line play, you're in the right place.
3rd and long, and it's Delhomme. What a catch by Foster, Deshaun Foster, and he stepped out of bounds. Good coverage by the Patriots, but Foster able to turn and catch that ball on the sidelines away from Gus Scott.
Well, it's so severely underthrown that Scott doesn't know where the ball is. And it's Foster who was looking at the football, and he was able to stop his route. See, it was overrun by Scott because he didn't know where the ball was. You know, that's one of those deals that ends up being a completion, but an underthrown ball, as a lot of times it is, only one guy's looking at it, and more often than not, it's the receiver.
23 yards on the play. That's the big effort you were talking about, Dan, as Delhomme lobs this one high and down the middle to Ricky Prohl, and the veteran Prohl all the way to the 1-yard line.
Oh, they beat the blitz. Jake beats the blitz.
Beautifully lofted pass by Delhomme, and the veteran Prohl, who is still mighty young at 37.
Yeah. This is why Ricky Prohl. Here comes the blitz. Colvin right up the middle. On the other side, Beisel right up the middle. Jake makes the adjustment, gets rid of the ball, and right down the middle of the field, the old man. That's why Ricky Prohl, whether it was for the Rams or whomever, and now the Panthers, after 16 years, still a productive player.
Remember, against New England, Super Bowl 36, he had a touchdown catch. And here's the big man, Davis, rolling into the end zone, but the flag is down.
I think
New England called time.
They took a time, I think. You're
First
right.
charge timeout was called by New England. This is a 30-second timeout.
1:20 left in the opening quarter. Now, Stephen Davis thought he had the touchdown, but New England's Rodney Harrison had called timeout before the snap. Carolina on 2 big pass plays, 23 yards to Deshaun Foster and 41 yards to Ricky Prohl. They've got it 1st and goal at the 1, a chance to tie it here. Hoover and Davis behind Delhomme. Davis up the middle and fumbles the ball.
Well, he reached out. He reached out trying to stretch it.
It's a touchdown. You see the signal.
What a risk by Stephen Davis. He reached out trying to break the plane with the football, and the officials giving it to him.
And the scrum continues as players on both sides fought for what they thought was a loose ball. Don't need this. Asante Samuel and Chris Mangum. That seems to be a mismatch. A big tight end against the cornerback.
No, but it's indicative of the feelings these 2 teams. And of course, the Patriots are arguing violently. How did he get into the end zone? He was nowhere near it.
Well, there's a look.
Well, let's take a look at it. And right on the goal line is our camera. Remember, Stephen Davis doesn't have to get in the end zone. The football has to get into the end zone. Let's watch him reach out.
He didn't get it on the line. It only has to touch the point of the ball. Only has to nick the line. Let's see again.
Well, if it only has to nick the line, I don't think he did. It
doesn't matter because on to kick the extra point is John Casey, the left-footed kicker.
You could review that. That play is reviewable.
Casey ties it up on a controversial 1-yard touchdown by Stephen Davis. 1:13 left in the opening quarter. The Patriots and the Panthers are tied at 7. Veteran coach Bill Belichick does not challenge.
Well, let's take one more look at it again. The football, only the football, not Stephen Davis, has to, just touch the goal line.
Not
the
there.
nose of the ball needs to break it.
Not there. Well, maybe. Oh, boy,
when you look at that, again, that angle, if that camera is 2 inches off the goal line, the reality is is that the linesman was right on the goal line, and when that move was made right there by Stephen Davis, in his ruling, he rules it a touchdown, blows the whistle, and it's 6 points for Carolina. How about that drive, though, by the Carolina Panthers when their defense was on the ropes? How big was that?
Tied at 7. Here's Ellis Hobbs. And Hobbs across the 20 to the 25-yard line, where he's smothered by Vinny Churchill and company. A reminder, tomorrow on the premiere of How I Met Your Mother, be there from the beginning. CYTV Guide calls this one of the year's best new comedies. How I Met Your Mother premieres tomorrow night after The King of Queens here on America's most watched network, CBS.
Well, the Patriots, the last time they had the ball, landed a real uppercut to the chin of the Panthers, and boy, did they just bounce off the ropes and respond with one of their own.
Dillon for about 3. Julius Peppers and Jordan Karstens in on the tackle.
And this game's getting a little chippy now. We knew that this was happening. These are two teams that just really have a lot of memories of that Super Bowl, and both pride themselves on being very physical teams. And Dick, when you're a physical team and you know another one's coming to town, the gauntlet has been dropped. It's
don't be foolish. You're going to have a fight.
Bring an extra chin strap. That's what we used to say.
On 2nd down and 6. Dillon can't get inside, tries to cut the corner, can't do it. Lucas there to chop him down.
That's excellent work. Excellent job by Kenny Lucas of coming up and making his contain count. It gets stretched out by Minter right there. Good job by Minter. That's right. Don't challenge Corey Dillon upstairs. Good job by Lucas going low.
And that's the end of the opening quarter here in Charlotte with the score 7-7. We'll return to Bank of America Stadium after these messages. You're watching the NFL on CBS. 7-7. Julius Peppers limped off but is back on. Tom Brady and the Patriots. It's a 3rd down and 6 here to open the 2nd quarter. Underneath, complete. Kevin Falk. Nope, he dropped it as he was hit going out of bounds. Will Witherspoon, the linebacker out of Georgia, made the play.
Well, a good stand that time by Carolina. Again, Tom Brady holding him at the line of scrimmage a long time, but their secondary showing some awfully good coverage. And for you Carolina fans wondering how Thomas Davis was going to handle it in the early going, you didn't have to worry. Marlon McCree's been playing the game so far at the strong safety position for Carolina.
The left footer, Josh Miller, sends it toward the ever dangerous Steve Smith. Good him squirt around the defenders. He is exciting. Leaps out of bounds at the 34-yard line. 50-yard punt, 13 on the takeback. Pledge lines are now open. Jake Delhomme from that state of Louisiana cranks it up and goes long. Steve Smith overthrown. Randall Gay stays with him. He too from Louisiana, played at LSU.
Oh, and Gay is injured. And keep in mind that he's playing, and you know, Tyrone Poole not there, so this is now we're going to get into the depth of the Patriots secondary.
Chad Scott was not on the trip either, another cornerback. We'll be back. 14:39 left in the half. They're checking the left ankle of Randall Gay. Became engaged on the coverage with Steve Smith. Dwayne Starks, the 8-year veteran out of Miami of Florida, takes his place. 2nd down, Delhomme. Hits Smith. First down at the 47-yard line with a bullet.
Well, Carolina's coming out and they're abandoning the running game for a moment and spreading the field with 5 receivers, working against the New England zone. And that's a good look at Steve Smith finding the hole underneath. He told us on Friday that he thought there were lots of holes underneath. He thought they were there against the Raiders. He didn't think the Raiders were patient enough to go after them. He said, we will be.
19 yards and a first down to the New England 47. Back to the big guy Davis. He's inside the 45. Vince Wilfork got his 325 pounds in the way.
Let's go back and look at the injury to Randall Gay as they look at his left ankle. He's going stride for stride with Steve Smith right there. Their feet get entangled, and it looked like Gay either turned his ankle or had Steve Smith step on it. It's really hard to see, but I can tell you right now that in this New England secondary, Troy Brown maybe better think about going down and sitting with the DBs and brushing over the old New England defensive playbook. They're getting awfully thin back there.
It's Davis again, short yardage, shy of the 40-yard line. Let's go to New York in this NFL update.
All right, thank you, Dick. In Houston for the second time today, Ben Roethlisberger hooks up with Hines Ward. This one 14 yards. Roethlisberger, 2 TD passes last week, 2 more today. 17-0 Steelers in the second quarter.
Oh, the chimes still ring for Big Ben.
Yes. And Bill Cowher just continues to get his teams ready to play week in, week out, season in, season out. Man, that is some deal they got going in Pittsburgh.
3rd down and 3 for the Panthers and a whistle. Time called by New England.
This is the second.
Speaking of Pittsburgh,
timeout.
New England next week goes against the Steelers, one of the few teams to conquer Bill Belichick's team, as Gay goes back for x-rays, we would guess. Let's go down to Armin.
Well, the short and sweet is they had to cut his shoe off, Dick, on that left ankle, and Randall was in so much pain. They're working on the left side. His return is described initially as questionable. Back to you.
Okay, thank you, Armin.
I think Randall Gay is on his way to get some Ben Gay.
Yeah.
We hope that's all it needs. That's exactly right. The way it looked, you didn't see anything that looked severe. You didn't see a huge roll of the ankle. So hopefully they'll be able to put something on it and give him a super tight tape job, because the Patriots need him.
Interesting play here, Dan, with 3rd down and 3 at the 40, almost in reasonable field goal range. Looking for that 1st down. Deshaun Foster in the backfield. He goes into the pass pattern. Now Delhomme on the run. Throws incomplete. Asante Samuel was there covering and Chad Brown as well. Mike Seidman, the second tight end for Carolina, was the target. So on 4th down, on comes the punting team. Jason Baker, who was acquired from the Broncos. Todd Sauerbrunn, the longtime kicker here, going to the Mile High City. And Baker here to Charlotte. Troy Brown at the 10.
Chances are he won't handle this ball. Not from this distance.
This is a kick where they try to put backspin, but Brown wisely comes up and fair catches at the 14.
He'll handle it if he kicks it that short.
Tied at 7 in Carolina. Back in downtown Charlotte, it's only week 2, but in his weekly NFL.com column, Phil Simms says, quote, "It's never too early for quarterback controversy in Washington, Baltimore, other cities already." Read what he has to say on NFL.com or NFL on AOL as Brady on 1st down throws, hits Brown, and make that David Givens with his first catch. Givens, the solid wide receiver from Notre Dame. Great blocker, 6 feet, 215, has his initial catch.
Just a good timing pattern, working against the Panthers' #1 pick a year ago, Chris Gamble from Ohio State. What a wonderful all-purpose guy he was for the Buckeyes, a 1st rounder.
Brady hit 8 different receivers against Oakland. That's the 4th that he's found today. Dillon on the handoff and pushed out of bounds after a short gain by Will Witherspoon. He did have a monster year in 2004, didn't he?
Oh, what a lot of production for a 2nd-round draft choice. That's what the Patriots gave up to get Corey Dillon. 1,635 yards last year, a 4.7 yard per carry average, a dozen touchdowns. The world champions aren't supposed to get better that easily. That is some pickup by New England for a 2nd-rounder.
Career highs.
Yeah, and Corey Dillon got his Super Bowl ring.
2nd and the short 8. Givens in motion. Brady to Givens. Open again on the sidelines. First down as Marlon McCree came over from a safety spot to bump him out.
Well, if you're going to get that much room, Tom Brady's going to take advantage of it. Take a look at Gamble there, and he's coming on the blitz. Brady recognizes immediately. So does Givens. That's not the pattern that David Givens was going to run. He saw the blitz. He broke it off to the outside, and that is just two veterans. That's just a couple of veterans playing veteran football, defeating a blitz.
13 yards on the play. First down at the 44. Brady so well protected. Wide open. Tim Dwight, the former Charger, all the way to the 31-yard line. Dwight, a pickup in the offseason, an excellent kick return man.
And one of the most underrated parts of this New England team is their offensive line. Time and again, they give Tom Brady wonderful protection. You could see that time no one even near him. There's Tom Ashworth, number 68, going against Julius Peppers. Peppers can't find anywhere to go, ends up just sliding laterally down the line of scrimmage, never even gets a yard upfield. That was a solid wall by the Pats.
24-yard gain and a first down at the Carolina 32.
Brady's changing it up again.
Underneath to Troy Brown, and Brown is right at the yardsticks. Ricky Manning around the ankles with a tackle. And it appears to be enough for the first down at the 22. Well, we'll see if they bring in the chains. That's going to be the case.
Tom Brady and Bill Belichick now are working together to fill the void left by Charlie Weiss. They're getting lots of help. Dante Scarnecchia, who's been with the Patriots for 22 years, is chiming in. He's the offensive line coach. Josh McDaniels, the quarterback coach. He's part of the committee that's running this offense. But they involve everyone in the offense. These guys spread it around, and Tom Brady, he's not selfish. He's only looking for the open guy.
That's right.
It doesn't sound all that complicated when you say it like that.
Just win.
No, he's only looking for the open guy, not the favorite guy, not his roommate, not anything like that. He's only looking for the guy who's open. Move the chains, score points, manage the offense. That's it.
The big tackle, Dan Klecko, in at fullback in front of Corey Dillon on second and about a foot. And Dillon is stacked up and flags thrown. Morgan and Minter, linebacker and safety, in to make the tackle. And it's a penalty against New England.
Holding, number 90, offense.
Ooh,
10-yard penalty,
Klecko in there to
still
block,
second
not
down.
to pick up a 10-yard penalty on second and a foot.
Oh, and Bill, that's enough to make him scratch his forehead. Dan Klecko, come into your screen. There he is right on the bottom. Oh, and he puts the hook and he grabs. You can see number 53 Short. Got the right arm right around the shoulder pad and the helmet. And Short, I think, kind of took him by surprise by taking such a severe inside. And instinctively, Klecko reached out there with his right arm and horse collared him.
Well, that changes the complexion, doesn't it? Second and a foot, now second and 10 plus. Intercepted. Will Witherspoon, the linebacker. He had 4 interceptions a year ago.
Well, Witherspoon ought to be excited. It's not every day a linebacker has coverage on a wide receiver and ends up making the play. Witherspoon is having to cover Troy Brown, a wide receiver. Right off the bat, you'd think, hey, wait a minute, this has to be a mismatch. I'm sure that's what Tom Brady thought in delivering the ball. A sensational play by Will Witherspoon.
That was athletic. That's the kind of play the wide receiver makes. Foster and Goings now on the turnover. They start at the 28-yard line. Delhomme hit from behind, and down he goes as Roosevelt Colvin. A man acquired from the Bears a couple of years ago and then immediately suffered a severe fractured hip, and now he's back to where he was when he terrorized the NFC with the Bears.
Well, he had over 10 sacks with the Bears, and you're right. Willie McGinnis comes from this side, but Colvin blocked from behind. You can see Travell Wharton thinks he's got him. He thinks he's running him past his quarterback, and Colvin reaches out and just snares the back of the shoulder pads of Delhomme. That was a pretty sensational effort by Roosevelt Colvin.
And a loss of 8 on the play. Delhomme underneath to Goings. Nick Goings, and he's across the 35 to the 37. Close to a first down, shy by 2 yards. Mike Vrabel chasing the play, able to cut him down.
And again, this is what Carolina wanted to work on underneath. You can see Mike Vrabel, again, linebacker on fullback this time, but with that move, break to the outside, and then the severe move back to the inside, he shakes Vrabel pretty well. That was a really, that was just a well-run, well-executed pattern by Nick Goings.
Any quarterback in this league, when that interception column is filled, it's a pain, and that applies to Brady now. And Goings, a star in the last half of last year for this Carolina team, picked up big yardage, and here's Smith with the first down before he can be bumped out by Dwayne Starks. That's a good recovery.
Well, and it's Carolina taking advantage of the fact that they know there's some corner problems with the Patriots. With Tyrone Poole and Randall Gay not playing in this game, Chad Scott's not playing. Yep, you see right off the bat, look at the room Starks is given to him. That's just an automatic. Let's play pitch and catch. I don't think, Dick, that's going to be the last time we're going to see Carolina going after the New England corners.
Starks, though, is a ball hawk. 25 interceptions in his career. Almost had one today. Called back, nullified by penalty. First down at the 42. Davis, a couple of yards. You know, you'll notice up by the score stat tracks. It'll update, as was the case here, Davis and how he's done in the game. 9 rushes, 25 yards. Good job by New England checking the top runner of this Panther team. Also on the bottom you'll find game tracks, and there you'll get the scores of other games as well as pertinent information that you'll enjoy as you take care of your things in the fantasy league. Hoover in front of Davis. Tight end Mangum in motion. Davis tries the middle of that defense. Nothing there except Vrabel and Wilfork.
Well, when you say nothing but Vrabel and Wilfork, that's a lot of stuff. Those are two accomplished players, and Vince Wilfork right there, he's right here on the nose. He's the big man. He's the guy that you want to just stuff. Don't give ground. Occupy 2 people. That's exactly what he did right there. He didn't get knocked 1/8 of an inch off the line of scrimmage.
Testimony to how well this New England Patriot team with late picks in that first round have come up with some terrific talent. On 3rd and 8, Delhomme with a pump, wants to go long, goes sideline, complete, Kroll, and he's out of bounds with a first down at the 47.
That was a hot ball. Jake had great pass protection, but he threw a smoker to Ricky Prohl, and look how he catches this, all hands. He just puts that up, snares it, brings it in, gets control before he goes out of bounds. Boy, you really have to admire a guy like Ricky Prohl. 37 going on 27.
He is in terrific condition, as you see. 6 for 8 since he started, completing only 1 of 5 passes, Jake Delhomme. He's had the hot hand. Now he's flushed away and flips it complete. Chris Mangum, the tight end, hurdles down to the 35.
Now that'll get the crowd here in Charlotte going.
I wonder if he learned that from his dad, who played defensive tackle with the Boston Patriots back in the mid-60s.
You think a guy learned to leap like that from a defensive tackle?
Well, I got to give the old man credit.
The credit goes to Jake Delhomme for staying alive and then side-arming it to his safety valve, Mangum.
Joe Cap. The old Minnesota Vikings quarterback loved that move.
They'll have a little fun with that in the locker room this week.
Another first down for the Panthers. at the 35 of the Patriots. Game tied at 7. 4.5 minutes left in the half. This one is over the head of Deshaun Foster.
All Willie McGinnis right there. The aged one coming off the corner, number 55. Willie, that Bill Belichick told us right there at the lower part of your screen. Look at this. He said he's just a powerful man. And that time, Jordan Gross gives him a soft corner. Makes it a little too easy for Willie to disrupt that play, and Jake never could set his feet.
And the fact that McGinnis, a lot of young men in on a quarterback would have tried to take him down or slap at him, and
Good
McGinnis
point.
too smart.
That's an excellent point, Dick.
Part of the veteran talent and savvy of McGinnis at age 33 in his 12th season, and Carolina will spend their second timeout. So each team now with just one timeout left in this first half. 4:32 left before the intermission. They're tied at 7. Reminder coming up, second half of our doubleheader. Some terrific games. Cleveland, Green Bay, San Diego's at Denver, and Miami against the Jets. 5 of those 6 teams. The only team that won the first week, Miami. And again, you don't want to start 0-2. Deshaun Foster, the tailback, on 2nd and 10. Delhomme screen. Oh, right through the hands of Asante Samuel. He had a sure interception.
Wow. You don't get many opportunities like that as a defensive back where the quarterback just lobs it to you. It's not even a hard pass. And Asante Samuels can't get a better look than that. And Jake right now is going, I'm the luckiest guy here. And Asante Samuel proving the old point. If they could catch,
You love this line.
they'd be a wide receiver.
You got it in early this year. 3rd down and 10. Deshaun Foster hitting the backfield, able to spin and head upfield for a couple of yards. That was Willie McGinnis in there to spoil a chance for any sizable yardage.
Well, Richard Seymour is going to come through here so wide open. I think Samuel surprised him. There's no other reason why Richard Seymour didn't even get a half a tackle on Deshaun Foster. He just barely got an arm on him and fell to the ground. That was, I think he came through almost too clean.
Here's John Casey. He's going to have to really lengthen this one. 51-yard attempt for the lead. It's long enough. Oh, it is good. Carolina grabs the lead 10-7. That's his 27th career field goal from 50 yards or longer. John Casey in his 15th season. So the Will Witherspoon interception leads to the field goal.
And right now at this stage of this game with 3.5 minutes left in the first half is everything we expected it to be, isn't it, Dick?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just hard hitting, every yard being contested.
Tom Brady has been the good and the bad for the young quarterback. There's the completion to Branch, and then there's that 71-yarder to Troy Brown down the sidelines, and then to Daniel Graham for the score. Gibbons, part of the offense, and then Will Witherspoon with that sensational diving interception that leads to the field goal. Interesting correlation. No interceptions for Carolina, no win in the last 7 games, including last week. No interceptions. They're 0-7. They've got one today. They led the NFL with 26 picks last season. 3:38 left. 1 timeout remaining for the Patriots as Kevin Falk circles at the 9. Make it Ellis Hobbs. And Hobbs skitters across the 30, and he's still on his feet to the 37, and there goes the yellow flag. That's going to negate an excellent effort by Hobbs, the rookie out of Iowa State, a 3rd-round pick.
During the return, holding number 33, return team. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. First down.
Kevin Falk, the other running back, trying to help out. Thursday on CBS, remember Gary Hogeboom, 11 years NFL quarterback with the Cowboys, Colts, Cardinals, Redskins. How long will he last in the Guatemalan jungle as a castaway? Don't miss a new episode of Survivor Thursday, 8/7 Central on CBS, America's most watched network.
If you've gone through 2-a-days, you can go to Guatemala.
Well, and how about 4 years at Central Michigan?
But then again, he was a quarterback, so there's an asterisk there.
First down for Brady, trying to get it back. Downfield incomplete, no one there. Troy Brown was the closest blue shirt. And Brady hit by Ken Lucas, who came in on a corner blitz.
And he was untouched on the corner blitz and coming from Tom's left. Here he is, comes right off the bottom. So Tom doesn't see him coming. Tom's looking around. Right there, he doesn't realize he's going to get hit. It doesn't appear that the hit actually altered the throw. I think that was a good job of Carolina's in their secondary of covering up New England's receivers. Brady had nowhere to go.
Lucas, a big pickup by Carolina at corner. Dillon able to get hit, recover, and boom his way out to the 40-yard line before Marlon McCree can get him down. They had him stopped for short yardage. That second effort by Dillon gets the Patriots a first down on a 14-yard carry.
Well, Dillon ran into the scrum, but there was no Carolina defender immediately adjacent to the scrum to make a tackle. Once he popped off of it, nobody there.
So far, Julius Peppers has been quieted by that solid offensive line of New England. Brady throwing deep, incomplete. Fans were looking for a holding call on against Julius Peppers.
Here's a matchup you'd like to get. A tight end trying to block Peppers. Watch Daniel Graham. Yeah, he's got his jersey and he's holding him a little bit, but he takes Peppers back and puts him on the ground. Now that's a AA+ for a tight end, having to work against that guy.
Graham 6'3" and almost 260 against the 280-pound Peppers. 2nd and 10 with 2 minutes 37 seconds left in the half. Over the middle to Branch, incomplete. He was on his way before he pulled it in.
And Tom Brady had Julius Peppers right in his face. Got rid of the ball in a hurry. Watch Peppers up there, upper left of your screen. See, he gets the inside rush, and he takes a real shot. He puts a pretty good lick on Tom Brady. That is a classy move to the inside. Even being held, he still gets a good shot on Tom Brady. But Branch just dropped a very catchable ball.
Brady now has missed on his last 4 pass attempts. Needs the full 10 for a first down. And time Carolina their last timeout. And one wonders, should they stop New England here with 2 minutes to go? They won't need one of those timeouts should they sustain a drive. Coming up on the Sprint halftime report, join Greg, Dan, Shannon, Boomer, all the latest NFL scores and highlights coming up on the Sprint halftime report. Looks like Greg recovered another one.
4 guys always standing around, only one footballer. In that group, it just doesn't seem right.
You have one, I have one. When we're tossing it around before the game, we each have one.
That'd be like only having one microphone. It's just, we know that doesn't work.
Why do you always want to catch a ball? You don't catch it, you want to hit me. Why is that? Speaking of a hit, let's go down to Armin.
Stay away from me down here, guys. But you know, Tom was on the cover of GQ magazine. He has this boy next door image. Somebody told me a little story, very different. He said in training camp, a defensive back made the ill-advised decision to pop off on Tom. Tom went all the way down the field. Let me finish, Dick, when you come back. You take it.
Okay, here's a 3rd and down play. 3rd and 10. He fires to the right side. Incomplete. David Gibbons couldn't get up and pull it down. Go ahead, Armin.
You know, Dick, just to pick up, he said this young defensive back made this ill-advised decision to say something to Tom. Tom ran all the way down the field, got in this guy's face, and when one of those how dare you moments, gave a side of his personality his team had never really seen before. So to think Tom will be shaken by any of what we're watching now, I think you got to think again. Back to you.
Behind that baby-faced, good-looking guy is a tough spirit. It's Chris Gamble now on the return instead of Steve Smith at the 12. Turns the corner. One man to beat. And that's a punter, and here comes from behind. They catch him at the 10-yard line. Ben Watson, the tight end. Can he run? Catches Gamble at the 10.
But once again, the Patriots with a special teams mistake. Oh, you know how hard they worked on it since the Raider game with a blocked punt and a blocked extra point, and now this. Bobbles the ball initially. Gamble had a wonderful career at Ohio State doing exactly this. Instincts take over, but Dick, you're right, from nowhere. Look at the burst of speed put on by Ben Watson.
Josh Miller, the punter, got in the way enough to force Gamble to reverse his field. Tackle at the 13-yard line, a 76-yard return. What a pickup he was, a #1 selection a year ago, 6 interceptions. He can do that as well. Mike Seidman, the tight end, in motion, a second tight end, and the give is inside to Stephen Davis, 10-yard line. Wrapped up there by Chad Brown. That takes us to the 2-minute timeout. Carolina 10-7 and looking for more.
Well, Chris Gamble is right over here. Here's Ben Watson right here, and this is why coaches say never quit. Look at Watson, still running, but here Gamble's going to cut back his direction, his turn to make a play. We'll see if it pays off, if Patriots can keep Carolina out of the end zone, but that's good hustle.
Fake to Davis. Delhomme to the end zone. Incomplete. Steve Smith was the target. Coverage by Eugene Wilson, the safety.
Well, Jake is forced because of the underneath coverage here. He's forced to throw it high. He's got to put it up in the air, and he just floats it, just a little bit high over the head of Steve Smith, who's only 5'9". Jake didn't have much of a choice but to feather it up high. Oh, so close.
Watson, who stopped Gamble after that 76-yard punt return. Did he save 4 points in the process?
I'll tell you after this.
Deshaun Foster in the backfield. On third down, the throw. Oh, collision in the end zone. Is there a flag? Yes. Ricky Prohl and Eugene Wilson. And Wilson apparently an illegal bump. Two flags.
Pass interference. Number 26, defense. Foul occurred in the end zone. First and goal at the 1-yard line.
Ricky Prohl is all the way to the right of your screen. Watch him there make the break. Actually, that's a tackle by Eugene Wilson. He realized he was beaten, and he just reached out and grabbed Prohl around the waist and brought him to the ground. Just one mistake after the other. How uncharacteristic for Bill Belichick's New England Patriots. But again, a reminder, their secondary has got lots of people hurt, and they are scrambling to stay alive back in the backfield.
First and goal at the 1. Peppers is in the game. He's wide out, top of your screen. Inside, it's Davis. And Stephen Davis has the touchdown, his second of the game.
And they put Julius Peppers out there to be nothing more than a giant distraction. And I mean giant distraction.
Well, head coach, the mastermind of the Patriots, Bill Belichick, distracted by the turn of events after leading 7-0. 17 unanswered points for Carolina. The last 2 touchdowns set up by, or a field goal by the interception from Witherspoon, and then the 76-yard punt return for this touchdown as Casey adds the extra point. '53 touchdowns rushing in his career for Davis. 2 more today.
Well, Julius Peppers, as we all know, could do just about everything. There he is lined up outside as a wide receiver. He can go ahead and do that because it's a running play. But they go to the hammer. Stephen Davis. Just power football. Look at the body lean as he gets it in for another touchdown. And again, in that situation, when you have a power back, go ahead and play power football.
With the Redskins, he credits watching Terry Allen as a veteran who didn't have nearly the size of Stephen Davis, and learning from him. He said, I patiently waited my turn, and now in his 10th year, he's the man, the big boomer inside. If you go back to 1999, here are their top rushers average per game rushing, and he's in there with Edgerrin James, Ricky Williams, Stephen Davis, Fred Taylor, Curtis Martin. Those are the top rushers in the last 6 years.
And I bet you that these two numbers over there to the right, Curtis Martins and Davis, I bet you could win a lot of trivia contests, and people not realizing that over that span that Stephen Davis has a higher per game average than Curtis Martin.
It's Ellis Hobbs repositioning himself to the right side, and he'll take it back from the goal line. Rookie Hobbs looking for a block, gets one at the 20. And then is wrapped up as he hits the 30-yard line. Chris Gamble made the tackle, the man who just had that great punt return. A reminder tonight on 60 Minutes, Ricky Williams of the Dolphins is back in the NFL, and he tells Mike Wallace why. That's tonight on 60 Minutes.
Well, as New England gets ready to start here, trying to figure out what to do here with a minute and 37 seconds left, you wonder how much Tom Brady missed the times over on the sideline when he was able to talk to Charlie Weiss and try to figure out what they were going to do offensively. They are so close, such a sound offensive relationship between the two. You wonder how much he's missed by Tom Brady in moments like this.
Witherspoon bluffing as if he's coming in on a blitz, and he is. Brady throws underneath, incomplete. Wouldn't have been worth much anyway. A flag down. Troy Brown gets sandwiched by Morgan and company.
Well, a perfectly thrown ball by Tom Brady, just dropped by Troy Brown.
Offside, number 90, defense.
Peppers
5-yard penalty. It's still first down.
trying to get a jump. Julius Peppers, who's 4.5 in speed, but he says when I'm out on the field, my speed picks up. He said I'm more like 4.35 when I'm playing the game. At 283 pounds.
It's not right. It's just not right. A big guy's that fast.
The Patriots have one timeout left in this first half.
Another blitz.
And they get him, and this time it's Thomas Davis, the rookie, his first NFL sack.
Mike Turgevac, the defensive coordinator for Carolina, being very aggressive today and coming with the blitz. The blitz is in the middle. You see Mike Minter coming in the middle, and then off the corner comes the rookie Davis. Just not enough people left to block. You always block a blitz inside out, which is what the Patriots did. They took care of the middle. Nobody there to pick up the corner. There's Turgevac, their defensive coordinator, and boy, he is going after Brady.
Well, Davis, the first-round pick, they didn't know whether he's going to be a linebacker or a safety. He's got the size and speed for both. Kevin Falk, nothing much there at all. 43 seconds and the clock running.
And this would be a situation where Carolina would probably stop the clock if they could to try to get another possession, but they don't have any timeouts.
And New England in the hole here at 3rd down and a dozen. Just going to run out this play and get back in the locker room. It's not often that they've gone in at the intermission down by 10 points in the last 3 years. 35-2 since the start of the 2001 season when leading at halftime, but 7-11 when trailing. Falk knocked off his pins by Michael Rucker, the defensive end.
And not many players play in as large a shadow as Mike Rucker does in the shadow of Julius Peppers. He is one fine football player.
They're on their feet in Carolina. The end of the half with the Panthers leading 17-7. We'll be back with a Sprint halftime report after this message and a word from your local station. You're watching the NFL on CBS.
He's at the 15. The Sprint Halftime Report. Sprint, together with Nextel. Yes, you can.
Back in our New York studios for the Sprint Halftime Report. Welcome, everyone. Greg Gumbel along with Dan Marino, Shannon Sharp, and Boomer Esiason. Halftime, New England and Carolina. The Panthers lead at 17-7. Tom Brady having a tougher day than he's used to.
A little tough today, Tom Brady's a little over 500 passing. Something you usually don't see is him missing throws. Wide open receiver right here, usually very efficient and accurate. And then Will Witherspoon comes up with a great play athletically. And this right here is the first sack of the year on Tom Brady. Carolina's getting him a little bit, and they're losing.
Brady did manage his 100th career touchdown pass in this game, but right now it's a 17-7 lead at halftime. Carolina in charge. Meanwhile, Shannon, Buffalo is at Tampa Bay against the Bucs.
And you know what? Here we are. Lawyer Malloy might be coming, Brian Greasy. Oh, I guess you didn't hear me. But anyway, sack Lawyer Malloy. Pressure all day on J.P. Lossman. I want none of this. I'm running out the back of the end zone. 2-0 early. Tampa Bay. Mike Allstott, 50th career rushing touchdown, run-yard run, puts them up 9-3, start of the third quarter.
Winner of this game goes to 2-0. Right now, the Bucs with a 6-point lead. As you said, they're early in the third. Boomer, Jacksonville and Indy scoreless at halftime.
Oh, tough day for the quarterbacks here, fellas. This defense all over the place as Peyton Manning drops back. You're going to try to throw it to Marvin Harrison, throws it behind Marvin Harrison. Mike Peterson just sitting in the zone, gets hit right in the chest with the ball. He takes it back. Now, in the next series, it's going to be Colts Monte Rager, the defensive lineman. He's going to sack Byron Leftwich for a 10-yard loss. Points, yards, everything offensively hard to come by. Nothing as the start of the second half now just underway.
Last time Indianapolis shut out in a half, January 18th of 2005, the AFC title game. They are scoreless now as they start the second half. Pittsburgh in Houston, Dan.
And Pittsburgh is taking charge of this game right here. Earlier, you see Bob McNair giving a $2.7 million check for hurricane victims. And then Ben Roethlisberger drops back to pass, a little pump fake, throws it outside to Hines Ward. Breaks a nice tackle, goes in for their first score. And Roethlisberger straight drop back, nice post pattern right here to his favorite guy, Hines Ward. Pittsburgh's dominating this game, and they're also running the ball with efficiency, too.
And as soon as you think you've got a tough life, David Carr's been sacked 10 times in the first 6 quarters of this season.
Throw the ball away.
Get rid of it and read the defense.
Steelers lead at 20-0 at halftime. Baltimore and Tennessee, Shannon.
How about this? Jamal Lewis puts the ball on the ground, recovered by Kyle Vanden Bosch. Play fake. What can Brown do for you? Fake the ball. Touchdown. Tennessee Titans. Steve McNair, Brandon Jones, 16 yards across the middle. This would lead to a Tennessee Titans field goal. Brian Billick did call timeout to get Anthony Wright more throws. Got a field goal for the Titans. They've outgained the Ravens 228-23 at the half.
A couple of 0-1 teams doing battle. The Titans lead it at the break by 13. Minnesota at Cincinnati. Carson Palmer, 266 yards and 3 touchdowns. And there's trouble up in Minnesota. 27-0 Bengals. Detroit at Chicago. The Bears have scored 31 points. It's the most they've scored in a game since the last week of the 2001 season. The Bears leading the Lions 31-6. San Francisco at Philadelphia. Donovan McNabb injured. 279 yards and 4 touchdown passes, 2 of them to Terrell Owens. The Eagles lead it 28-0. Meanwhile, our Sprint NFL on CBS poll of the day. What's the toughest division in the NFC? By 41%, you say it is the NFC East. Remind you, following football tonight here on CBS, it's 60 Minutes, where Mike Wallace once again goes head-to-head with Dolphins running back Ricky Williams about his reasons for returning to the NFL.
How broke are you?
I have no idea.
What do you mean you have no idea?
Well, the way I live my life is if I have a place to stay and I have food on the table, then I'm not broke.
His agent is trying to get him a new contract, hoping to erase the $8 million debt. But you can bet that Ricky would owe millions more if he walked off again or if he failed another drug test. You still smoking marijuana occasionally?
No, I can't do that anymore. I get tested twice a week. So.
Twice a week?
Twice a week.
Do you miss it?
No. No.
His teammates, and his fans for the most part, have welcomed him back. Last year, Williams had told us he saw no need to apologize to them for ruining their season. But when he returned, he was quick to change his mind.
I was being more understanding of their point of view, and not being so selfish.
That's coming up tonight on 60 Minutes. Thanks for joining us here on the Sprint Halftime Report. Back to the second half of the Patriots and the Panthers after this.
CBS Sports presents the Sprint Halftime Report. Sprint, together with Nextel. Yes, you can.
Last time the Pats saw that deficit, they were behind Pittsburgh 24-10 middle of last year. That's the halftime score. The NFL on CBS will continue after this word from your local station. You're watching the NFL on CBS. And welcome back. Ready for the second half here in Charlotte. And a look at the halftime numbers, Dan.
Well, you can see the Patriots have only converted one of their 6 third-down opportunities. So that means that's a heck of a job by the Carolina Panthers defensively, Dick. And if it wasn't for the one mental error when Ricky Manning Jr. turns loose Troy Brown, they're throwing a shutout at the Patriots. I think that's pretty impressive.
But New England has taught us through the last 3 years that no matter where they are positioned and how far they might fall behind, they find a way.
They are what I would call closers. They close. And you're right, there's no panic going on in that locker room, and this is a team so supremely confident. You're right, they believe they can come back and win.
How about the fantasy notebook?
All right, for all of you that are playing fantasy football, let's check in on your favorite players and see how they're doing so far. You see Tom Brady less than 50%, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Jake Delhomme hasn't gotten on the scoreboard yet, been fairly conservative. Rushing, Dillon 32, Davis 29, not much going on there. Both defenses playing the run pretty doggone well. Receiving, though, Troy Brown, if you snuck him onto your team, you were rewarded with that 71-yard reception that gives him a total of 87.
And set for the second half as the fans slowly returning to their seats. This 73,000 sellout. Reminder, this game is brought to you in HD TV. And Carolina leading 17-7 over the Patriots. Will get the ball first. Rod Smart, the deep man, a yard into the end zone. And Smart finds a crease all the way to the 34-yard line. Or Dan Klecko could make the tackle. Let's go down to Armin Katayan.
Thanks, Dick. First, in talking to John Fox, in general, very pleased with the physical nature of his football team today. And Dan, specifically, as you mentioned, that 1 for 6 on third down against the Patriots offense. As for Bill Belichick, he's just not happy at all. First of all, he cited the drop balls, then the coverage mistakes, then the punt return, then the penalties. And in the only way that Bill can say it, we got to play better. Dick?
Yeah, he said that to us yesterday, even with the win against Oakland. We still got to play better. We've got to coach better. Davis and Hoover behind Jake Delhomme. In the toss to Davis. He gets to the 40, almost the 41-yard line before Chad Brown and Richard Seymour can make the stop. Back to the third down conversions, and against the New Orleans Saints, that was part of the problem for John Fox, that he just couldn't stop New Orleans on third down. 8 for 13 they converted.
No, and that was and it really they tried everything. They tried every single thing they could do. Look at that, 8 for 13. It's hard to win football games when you can't get off the field defensively. And a lot of that damage was done by the tight end. Ernie Conwell of the Saints just kept moving the chains time after time.
Delhomme bobbled the snap, but still got it to Davis, and he is bear hugged by Rodney Harrison and company. Too much from Harrison.
Oh, Harrison took off his helmet. And when I say took off his helmet, he took off Stephen Davis's helmet. He looked like he had his hands under the back of it and yanked it off as he was dragging him down.
So instead of a good defensive stop by Harrison and the Patriots, they're going to be ticketed with a big penalty.
You can go ahead and tackle the guy, but you can't put your fingers under the back of the guy's helmet. Let's watch Harrison at 37.
Personal foul. Unnecessary
See right there.
roughness. Yeah. Number 37, defense. 15 yards, first down.
Watch the right hand of Rodney Harrison. Right there, you see how he hooks underneath the back of Stephen Davis's helmet and rips it off. That's going to get caught every time, and justifiably so. Not a smart play, Rodney.
Well, Carolina, who had penalty problems of their own against New Orleans, they've been fairly quiet, while it's now up to 59 yards against the Patriots. And that moves the ball all the way to the 42 of New England. Deshaun Foster comes in at tailback. He is met rudely at the 40-yard line as Davis Harrison, you knew he was going to be on the ball.
Hey, no, Rodney Harrison, he's going to fire his group up. And he got in there on that tackle, and he helped drive Stephen Davis back. It was all fine right to the very end. You know, he knew he had that hand hooked on his helmet, and you just can't yank it like that. That's a way a guy could get hurt.
A gain of a couple. 2nd down and 8. Davis back in with Brad Hoover and Nick Goings. They can block going either way in that formation. And they decide to fake left, and Steve Smith, no, it was Ricky Prohl on the reverse, and Willie McGinnis, almost as if he had his ears in the huddle. He was there right at the handoff.
Well, the backside linebacker, which is what Willie McGinnis is right here. He's on the backside of that's Willie right in front of you, right in the bottom of your screen. His responsibility before you get in pursuit, make sure that the play's not coming back your direction. One step to the inside would have doomed Willie McGinnis not being able to react back. He honored his responsibility. That's just smart football. That's all it is.
8 yards marked off the other way on the play by McGinnis. Now 3rd and long for Delhomme. Caught on the sidelines. Ricky Prohl in a crowd. What hands?
Are you kidding me? How does Jake even decide to throw that ball into double coverage by the Patriots? Boy, he's got gumption when it comes to stuff like this. Out of the pocket, drifting to his left. And again, there's another all-hands catch by Ricky Prohl. He had one of these in the first half, times it perfectly, and just snags it and gets both feet down.
So here's Casey, made a 51-yard field goal. This is 52. Plenty of leg again. Wow, that had been good from 60. So the catch by Prohl, big enough to get Casey in field goal range, and he hammers home a 52-yarder, almost 53. There's a rare breed. Jerry Richardson had a fine NFL career with the Baltimore Colts, and now enjoying the ownership here of this Carolina franchise.
He's the pride of every player in the National Football League. One of our own, made it to the top. The founder of this franchise, and a darn good football player, Dick.
He was. I called some of his games. Unitas era. Ellis Hobbs with a short kickoff, able to return it out to about the 33-yard line. Tom Brady, it'd be interesting to see what he does with this first possession. Charlotte, North Carolina. Charlotte named after King George III's wife in the mid-1770s. MetLife blimp Snoopy 1 under the command of Captain Jeff Capac. Co-pilot is Snoopy, working hard to show you all the great shots from above Bank of America Stadium. Dion Branch, little flat pass, short gain. Ken Lewis, the tackler.
Well, Tom Brady, just you can see going to a 3-step drop and a quick pass to Dion Branch, trying to change it up a little bit offensively. He has been under a lot of duress in the New England pocket.
You saw that completion gets Brady to 50%, 10 for 20 throwing against this tough defense. Dillon to the 40, but he's 3 yards shy of a first down.
Well, a little taste of what Tom Brady has been going through so far today, and it hasn't been good. He throws an interception, a tremendous play by Will Witherspoon. And then, of all people, he's talking with Doug Flutie over there and Josh McDaniels on their sideline. And look at Carolina as they come after him up the middle, down the sides. Julius Peppers here gets a big bang on top. And it has been an unsettling first half for Tom Brady. And now they'll see if they can get it going here. Remember, on 3rd down now, they've only converted 1 all game.
Brady, the quick throw to Branch, just enough at the 44-yard line for a first down, and Ken Lucas tight coverage.
And it's quick stuff. It's been Tom Brady with the 1-2 bang pop pass out to Dion Branch, but it was effective. It moved the chains.
They mark it out to the 45-yard line, the first down for New England, and Bill Belichick down 20-7 here early in the third period, and we all can figure how important it is that New England gets its offensive game plan going, and that's not going to help. Dillon caught in the backfield by Mike Minter, the safety out of Nebraska, and he has great admiration for Brady. We asked him yesterday, or 2 days ago actually, and he said, I'm not doing this because we're playing him, but Tom Brady, I think, is the best quarterback in the league.
And he is the Rodney Harrison of the Carolina Panthers defensive secondary. He's the guy that when he comes, you know he arrived. He is a big hitter.
Neither team able to rush effectively, both well under 3 yards a carry today. That's Tim Dwight in motion. Speedy White out, and it's to Dwight, and he steps out of bounds at the 49 in New England territory. So that'll bring up second down and 6.
But again, we've seen a pattern here from New England. A lot of the short stuff. You wonder now if you start to get the Panthers creeping up a little bit. Tom Brady will take his shot. Nothing shy about this guy.
Third down. They were late with a down box. Third down and 5. And when it's a quick whistle, that's usually not good for the offense.
False start, number 71, offense, 5-yard penalty.
That's Russ Hochstein. He's in the game because Stephen Neal is on the bench. We've not gotten a report on Neal's injury.
And that is the third false start that comes to mind. You can see him just flinching there at the right guard position. But again, this is so uncharacteristic of this New England offense. This is a team that traditionally, you talk to anybody, they say New England never beats themselves. If they lose, it's because you beat them.
8 penalties for 64 yards. Screen to Falk, and he's got all kinds of blockers. 50, 40, and he's all the way inside the 35 to the 33. Oh, did they catch Carolina on that call? That screen left the open field to Falk.
Well, I believe Carolina blitzes to that side, and when you blitz to the side of the screen, it's perfect for the offense. And that's exactly what happened. When you blitz to the side of the screen, and of course you get the lineman out in front, but there's a void. There's a total void in the defensive side of the field from which the blitz came. And that's exactly where the Patriots went with the screen.
Thomas Davis was the man, the safety, that was blitzing. Dillon.
Did that ball come out?
Fumble. At least you heard the call, fumble. That apparently recovered by Dillon. It might have been bobbled by the big running back.
He took an awkward hit when he was going down.
Mark it at the 28-yard line, a pickup of 5.
You know, a very effective and much needed drive by the New England offense right now. They can't afford to fall more than the 13 points behind they already are.
Dillon again. Quick reaction from Adam Seward, the rookie from UNLV, as we go to New York and Greg Gumbel.
All right, Dick, in Tampa, the Bucs still riding the Cadillac after an impressive debut last week. Cadillac Williams, 19 carries, 98 yards, and that touchdown, which has given the Bucs a 16-3 lead on the Buffalo Bills. Third quarter, guys.
Cadillac Williams, he had that 71-yard touchdown last week for the Buccaneers.
Do you know how every lineman always dreamed of having a nickname like Cadillac?
No, those go to the skill guys.
I know.
Brady fires incomplete. Trying to hit Tim Dwight over the middle. Ricky Manning was covering for Carolina, and here comes Adam Vinatieri for a field goal try. Vinatieri, the Super Bowl hero. How many clutch field goals has he delivered in his 10-year career out of South Dakota State? Fighting Jackrabbits.
How about that? 31 out of 33.
Is that any good?
Not bad.
45-yard attempt. Miller to hold the punter. It's high enough, and it's down the middle. They settle for 3. Brady wanted more. So the teams trade field goals on the first possessions of the second half. Carolina gets it back now with a 10-point lead. Skyline of Charlotte, city of beautiful trees, lots of churches, over 500, and plenty of banks. Rod Smart at the goal line. Good kick by Vinatieri. Here comes Smart. And he's out to the 24-yard line. That's where Jake Delhomme and the offense of the Panthers will put it in play with 6:19 left in the third quarter. Lots of Carolina blue here. 73,000 fans have enjoyed the Panther production, 20-10, and they've got the ball back at their 25. Play action, Delhomme. Intercepted by Mike Vrabel, and Vrabel's going to score a touchdown. Oh, what a turnabout.
Wow. Who would ever imagine another big play turned in by a New England linebacker? They just take turns. Mike Vrabel, Willie McGinnis, Teddy Bruschi over his entire career. It's just remarkable. And Jake Delhomme, with all the time in the world, must have been in the backfield for a good 8 or 9 seconds. Can't find anywhere to go with the ball. And I think he's just trying. I don't know if he's trying to throw it away. Was he trying to flip it out to Foster? I'm not sure what he's trying to do with the ball.
Well, it's a 24-yard touchdown for Vrabel, and Vinatieri adds the extra point, and 10 quick points by the defending Super Bowl champions, and it's back to a 3-point game. "27 seconds to score 10 points for New England. They were down 20-7 a half minute ago, and then the Vinatieri 45-yard field goal followed by Vrabel's 24-yard interception touchdown, his 6th career TD. He has 5 receptions. He goes in at tight end, all 5 for touchdowns, 2 of those in the Super Bowl. A big playmaker. Mike Vrabel, bobbled by Smart, finally gets back to pick it up and going to make amends here. 15, 20, good job of getting it back upfield to the 25 before Wesley Mallard, a rookie from Oregon, or 4th-year man from Morgan, can make the shot.
This is Stephen Davis right here. He's going to come out in the flat, sit here. When Jake throws it, he is going to head downfield. Jake Delhomme, watch Stephen Davis. There he is in the flat. Jake gets a little flustered. Right now, Stephen Davis breaks downfield. Jake doesn't see him break downfield, and he throws the ball directly to Mike Vrabel. Davis is 48. Now he's just going to park in the flat. Jake loses sight of him, and then when he flips about a millisecond after Stephen Davis already headed downfield.
Here's Davis trying the left side, and he runs into Marquise Hill and Chad Brown. Chad Brown replacing Ted Johnson in the middle of that defense. He told us, he said, I'm a veteran, 13 years. I thought I was learning quickly, and then all of a sudden in would come a word, and I said, I don't have this Patriot glossary down.
Yeah, it's a complicated defense, and Chad, an extremely intelligent, smart guy who's obviously been around this league a long time, but quick to realize he doesn't know it all.
Davis again, patiently waiting for his blockers, and picks up the first down out at the 38-yard line. Let's pick up the latest on the Steelers. Greg Gumbel in New York.
Dick, the latest on the Steelers is Willie Parker, 161 yards rushing last week. This 10 yards makes it 86 on the day today. The Steelers extend to 27-7 over Houston as they start the 4th quarter.
Is that an embarrassment of riches at the running back position? Willie Parker, Deuce Staley, Jerome Bettis.
Yeah.
Franco Harris might as well come out of retirement and join the group. Why not?
Parker with roots here in the state of North Carolina, who played for the Tar Heels. On first down, Davis. Looked like there was running room, but Monty Beisel, who's playing in the spot normally occupied by Teddy Bruschi. There was support from Rodney Harrison, and Davis slow getting up. And everyone has to take a deep breath anytime Davis is down after knee surgery a year ago. He's been plagued by injuries in his career.
Well, that's a wry look on his face. He's shaking his head. I'm not quite sure how to interpret that look on Stephen Davis.
He had knee surgery, that microfracture surgery where they go in and drill. It's arthroscopic, but they drill holes in the knee area, in the bone. Sounds awful, but the bleeding then forms cartilage that provides protection in the joint. But it takes about a year to recover. And he said the problem was that he was so eager, he thought it wasn't that serious, but he wisely took his time before coming back.
Well, last year, and there's some good news as Davis hops up, but the Carolina Panthers, few teams have ever struggled like they did last year with 14 players. Stephen Davis only played in a couple games. Deshaun Foster, he ended up on IR. Of course, Steve Smith. Smith only played in one game last year. Chris Jenkins, their all-pro defensive tackle. Of course, he got hurt last week. He's out for this season as well. We'll keep our fingers crossed for Davis.
Delhomme on second down, throws off balance, incomplete. Oh, that had danger written on it. Asante Samuel cutting in front of Kerry Colbert, and that looked sweet for picking.
Well, Colbert kept going downfield when obviously Jake expected him to break off his pattern in the middle. And Colbert, a receiver without a lot of experience, just his second year out of Southern Cal, and those kind of things happen. But you could hear some uneasiness in the crowd here in Charlotte. A few boos rained down from the upper deck.
He's won for the last 6, and of course was picked off by Vrabel for a New England touchdown. Throws under pressure, incomplete for Kerry Colbert on the deep out. Asante Samuel, become a starter, a 4th-round pick from Central Florida in his 3rd year.
Well, Samuel timed that awfully well. That contact was just about the exact time the ball got there. A blitz comes from the top of the screen, Roosevelt Colvin, but Jake able to get it away. But then Samuel's timing at the very end. Watch how he arrives and makes contact just as the ball gets there. That was excellent coverage on Colvin.
Jason Baker's punt toward Tim Dwight. He's yelling to stay away from it, and it almost did clip Troy Brown coming back to block. And we saw CSI New England at the start of the show with Dan Deerdorf. Can specialists improve? Well, how about CSI Miami? A night of premieres tomorrow. CSI Miami back with a vengeance. Don't miss the explosive season premiere on Monday's biggest show. Tomorrow at 10, 9 Central on CBS, America's most watched network. Well, the can specialists improve being one of our UPS points, and a long punt return by Chris Gamble, 76 yards, burned the Patriots in the first half. And now they have the ball back, down by only 3 with 3:43 left in the 3rd quarter. David Gibbons tackled immediately on the far side. Chris Campbell.
Well, we should all have the problem of being the defending world champions, and that's what the Patriots have. But look at this schedule. This five-week road trip of 4 of them on the road. I'm not sure that I've ever seen anything like it. Carolina in the Super Bowl recently, Pittsburgh, San Diego, Atlanta, all division winners. Denver, a 10-6 wild card team.
When you asked Belichick about that yesterday, his eyes rolled, and it said,
I asked him what the first word was that came to your mind, and he didn't. He said, "Let your imagination run wild."
It's a family-related conference.
Mine would have been, "Are you kidding me?"
Good defensive play by Carolina as Carson and Lucas deny, and now with the ball on the 30-yard line, 3rd down and long. Falk joins Brady in the backfield. Hasn't gone much to his tight ends today. Touchdown to Graham, but little else to Watson and Graham. Underneath, Deion Branch Heads upfield. Does he get enough for the first down? Apparently so. You saw his speed, got it into that extra gear and able to outfoot the defender and spin upfield to the 38 in the first down.
And again, that has been an adjustment that the Patriots have made in their passing game. They've gone to the really quick stuff, the little 3, 4, 5-yard patterns, hoping one of their receivers can make something happen after the catch, and that's exactly what Branch did there.
Branch and Dwight to the left, Troy Brown to the right, Dillon in the backfield. And there's the early whistle. Umpire drops the flag. Illegal procedure.
False start, number 71, offense.
Russ Hochstein again with a penalty on the premature jump.
He's in there at right guard. Stephen Neal not playing right now.
Word is that Neal is okay. He might have gotten winded, but Belichick deciding to make a change.
And my unofficial count, I think that is the 4th false start credited to the Patriots offensive line. Not the kind of thing an offensive line wants to have credited. They don't like that on their ledger.
1st and 15 for Brady. Incomplete through the hands of Deion Branch.
And I saw Tom get a little vocal with the guys after that last penalty. He started barking at his offensive line, and that's exactly what a quarterback has to do. I mean, you're on the road. There are no friends here. There are no friends sitting up in the stands, and you are on an island, and you can't lose discipline like that. You can't make it easy by taking 5-yard trips going backwards.
Working on Stephen Neal's back. Here they come. The quick throw incomplete. Intended for Troy Brown or David Gibbons. They were both over there. They brought the full house from that defensive left side.
And this is a scheme that Mike Turgovac, the defensive coordinator, he's coming after Tom Brady with a lot of blitzes. And let me tell you something. That's something a lot of people in this league are really reluctant to do, because Tom Brady identifies a blitz, makes decisions so quickly that a lot of times you end up paying handsomely for coming with a blitz like that. But it's being well done by Carolina.
Challenging 3rd and 15. And he's hit from behind by Rucker. The ball is free. Picked up by Peppers. And he's out of bounds at the 10-yard line. You called it, Dan. Yeah. Rucker, so underrated.
I'm telling you what, this guy is a real football player. He comes around the corner. He can't get a hit on Brady, so he goes. There's Mike Rucker at the bottom, 93. Watch him come around the corner on Matt Light. He can't get a hit on Brady, but he goes for the arm and the football. Julius Peppers just the beneficiary of a good hop. I know that looked like it was close to Brady's hand, arm moving forward. Certainly it wasn't moving forward in the eyes of the official. I thought it was a good play by Rucker.
No challenge. And from the 12, Davis, big hole. He may have fumbled or no. He just dropped the ball as he hit the ground, close to a 10-yard pickup. Boy, there was a sizable hole as Rucker and Pepper celebrate their collaboration.
How about this blocking? Look at the right side of the offensive line. Reyes, Gross, and that's Stephen Davis. And you're right, boy. Look at this hit put on Stephen Davis. I think that's Eugene Wilson that comes in there. Boy, did he drop one on Davis, but he held on to it.
1st and goal at the 2. Davis again hit in the backfield by McGinnis and lurches forward to the line of scrimmage. Now Tom Brady harassed throughout this afternoon by the Panther defense. He's thrown 1 interception and now the fumble.
Well, there's nothing that Tom Brady could do about that. That's he'd have to have eyes in the back of his head. Another look at Rucker. Brady brings it back, and that's called the empty hand. That's where when the hand starts going forward, there's no ball in that hand. But it was close. That was really close.
End of 3, 2017 Carolina. We'll be back after a word from your local station. Intercepted by Mike Vrabel, and Vrabel's going to score a touchdown. And he's hit from behind by Rucker. The ball is free. And that pickup by Peppers at the 12 has led to this position. Second and goal at the 2-yard line. Hoover and Davis, and Julius Peppers is the wideout to the left, out of your picture. And they throw to him. He can't get it, but he's fouled by Eugene Wilson.
Well, remember, they lined Peppers up to the outside, and they ran Stephen Davis for a touchdown. He was a distraction on that play. This time, he's the primary target. And right now, Eugene Wilson has to be going, are you kidding me?
He had to hold him, hooked him, and pulled him down. Peppers, who was an outstanding basketball star in high school here.
By both teams. Pass interference, number 90, offense. Pass interference, number 26, defense.
There's a new
Fouls
one.
all set. We'll replay second down.
Double pass interference, Wilson and Peppers, and it's like down in the post. Who committed the foul? Who was pushing and who was holding?
Well, I've been in a booth now for over 20 years calling NFL games, and I'm not sure I have ever seen offsetting interference calls
On the same two guys.
Right. I don't believe I ever have.
Well, that's why you can't read the script. You've never seen it all. So it's, again, second and goal at the 2 with Davis in motion. Delhomme lobs it. Was he in bounds? The catch? No. It was Rod Gardner who came to Carolina from the Washington Redskins in a trade before the season.
Well, his feet were inconsequential there, because even when he came down, he didn't maintain possession of the football. Gardner's a tall guy, so he's going to elevate and go up after this. But watch when he lands, the ball comes out and it's loose anyway. You got to hold on to it longer than that now in the NFL. So the feet were irrelevant.
Even if you're landing out of bounds with the ball, you got to maintain the possession. So third and goal from the 2. Davis and Hoover. Will they try another pass, or is it Davis looking for his third touchdown? It's Davis. 3 touchdowns for Stephen Davis. So the Tom Brady fumble forced by Rucker, picked up by Peppers, leads to another Davis rushing touchdown.
Look at his center, Jeff Mitchell. He comes all the way out from the center position and comes all the way around and gets a block. And of course, Tom Brady, he realizes that just makes his work all that much more coming up here, as New England's got to come from behind. But that was not a Tom Brady mistake. That was an outstanding play by Michael Rucker that set up the Carolina touchdown.
So Carolina back in front by 10, and Dan Dierdorf, the weight of the turnover. I mean, it's two great teams, but every turnovers cost points.
And now with New England being down by 10, Dick, they're out of mistakes. I don't think they can afford to give up another punt return. They can't afford another fumble or interception. So it is going to have to be flawless football, I think, from New England here on out if they're going to win this game.
And Mike Vrabel's interception for a touchdown, getting the Patriots back in, and with momentum, only down by 3, and here comes Rucker to create the fumble.
We'll see how this game turns out, but as of right now, major kudos to the Panthers in the intensity and the focus that they have brought to this football game. They desperately need this win, and they're playing like it.
Kick is short to Kevin Falk, and he sprints across the 30 to the 32 or 3. And with 14:39 left in the fourth quarter here in Carolina, it's the Panthers by 10. Well, there was so much anticipation in this early season game. Repeat of the Super Bowl a year and a half ago, and the fans, they're on their feet. They're having a good time with the Panthers up by 10. Now it's New England's turn, and Brady with pressure steps up and goes long. Too long for David Givens. And we'll go back to New York. Greg Gumbel for this NFL update.
Dick and Dan in Indianapolis. Well, Maurice Carthon, you remember him from the Giants. This is his son, Rand. And Rand just ran 6 yards for a touchdown, and the Colts lead Jacksonville 7-3, 6 minutes to play in the fourth.
Boy, what a score. 7-3 between those two teams. Obviously, that Colts defense is vastly improved, and we knew Jacksonville would be tough.
Well, not only was that an incomplete pass, but New England was called for holding on the play. So now we're going to back this up. There was a late flag that came out, but now we're going to have a 1st and 20.
10 penalties whistled against the Patriots, 79 yards. There's another one. Another illegal procedure.
False start, number 82, offense. 5-yard penalty, still 1st down.
Well, that time they flagged Daniel Graham, the tight end, and I am hard pressed to remember the last time I saw the Patriots commit this many pre-snap errors. 11 penalties, but they're the foolish kind, the pre-snap kind.
Well, those are mental errors, not physical. So 1st and 25 underneath to Deion Branch, and he is trailed by Ricky Manning. Manning the nickel back. When they acquired Ken Lucas, Manning called into Fox's office, and the coach said, "Hey, you're going to be my nickel man." And from all reports, took it very well. You know, remember Manning, what a star he was.
Well, and he's got great speed, Dick, and he needed it there. Ricky Manning did, because when he was chasing Deion Branch, Branch runs away from a lot of people on that pattern. He made a good tackle.
Remember in the playoffs 2 years ago, he had 4 interceptions. 2nd and 20 now. Another quickie, and Branch is drilled by Ken Lucas. Well, let's just close our mouth and listen to this hit by Lucas. That one reverberated around the stadium.
Yep. Lucas at 205, a bigger guy, Deion Branch, but he took it and popped right up.
3rd down 15, trying to overcome the 2 penalties. Down the middle, incomplete. Ben Watson, covered by Thomas Davis, the rookie.
And again, Carolina pressure, something that has been a constant throughout most of this afternoon. And it has been a variety of people. They're coming off the corners, they're coming up the middle with corners, linebackers, you name it. They are coming after Brady.
Josh Miller to punt to Steve Smith, man who has made a living not only catching touchdown passes but taking kick returns all the way. 6 in his career. Bad kick off the side of the foot, and will bounce out of bounds with a flag down again around the Carolina 45.
CSI, can their specialists improve?
Time out. Carolina fans in a mood of celebration with a 10-point lead and the ball after that short punt by Josh Miller, 27 yards. They take over at their own 45. Ricky Prohl in motion, and Davis hit in the backfield. Richard Seymour, who just ate up the Raider offense a week ago, penetrated quickly.
And you used the word penetration. Penetration kills a running play, and for some reason Carolina elected not to bother to block Richard Seymour.
Not a good idea.
No, not a good idea. I'm suspecting it was a mistake.
3 straight years he made the Pro Bowl. Seymour played at Georgia. Loss on the play of 3. Delhomme to throw underneath, and Steve Smith tackled immediately. Dwayne Starks joining us late. Randall Gay injured an ankle in the first half, and so Starks has taken over, and with Tyrone Poole not making the trip, a little short at defensive backs.
And Chad Scott, another cornerback for the Patriots, inactive for this game. So they have they've been stretched kind of thin in the New England secondary.
Leaves just Starks and rookie Ellis Hobbs as corners. And Troy Brown. 3rd and 9. Delhomme too tall as he tried to go for Kerry Colbert out on the right side. Stops the clock. 11:33 left in the 4th quarter.
And that is really a failed possession by Carolina. As you can see again, just the stop pattern, comebacks to the ball, way overthrown. But not only do they not get a first down, but they don't even chew up that much clock. That was a very unsuccessful 3-and-out for Carolina.
And Seymour's defensive play on first down really changed their thinking, didn't it?
Sure did.
Jason Baker to punt. Oh, another boomer. Tim Dwight runs. Oh, look at the backspin. Carl Hankton, the special team star, down to ground the ball inside the 5. Magnificent kick by Jason Baker. It's been a real test for Tom Brady today, this tough Carolina defense, and he starts in the hole. Home 4-yard line after that great punt. Jason Baker, 51 yards. Flag, another flag.
Daniel Graham, the tight end, flinched. He flinched prior to the snap. This defies logic.
False start, number 82, offense, 5-yard pitch.
Yeah, part of it, this crowd making so much noise that perhaps those men up front not hearing Brady's call. 12 penalties, 86 yards. 2-yard penalty, half the distance, so it'll be 1st and 12.
But you're also talking about a team, Dick, that's used to playing on the road in front of hostile crowds and has a wonderful road record to show for it.
Well, they're the reigning champions, 3 out of 4 Super Bowls, 10 points down, 11 minutes plus left. Can Brady rally them? From his own end zone, a drop. At the 5-yard line, Ben Watson. Dan Morgan was right there.
Well, that ball from Brady was kind of low and away. Got to go all the way back to the first month of the season a year ago. And of course, you can get away with a dozen penalties against the Arizona Cardinals if you're the Patriots. This is a little different deal you're playing today. A team that a year ago was the NFC champion.
On 2nd and 12. David Givens with a catch, ducks under one attempted hit.
Oh, watch out there, Dan Morgan. Don't get too feisty out of bounds.
And Morgan and Lucas there to make sure he stayed down at the 6-yard line. And now 3rd down, 8 for John Fox. Defensive back in his college days at San Diego State. Defensive minded. He has to love the way his team has played on that side of the ball today.
And how'd you like to put a decibel meter on this right now?
Incomplete. Givens leaping high, could not pull it in. And it's been a little different Tom Brady, hasn't it?
Yes.
He doesn't look quite as secure, confident.
Well, he threw the one earlier that was kind of low and away, and then this one really kind of sails. That ball just sails on Tom Brady. And yes, you love to have a team huddle in its own end zone and do a 3-and-out.
You can see Fox applauding. He was 8 for 13. He couldn't stop New Orleans on 3rd down. 4 for 12 is all the Patriots have converted today. And Josh Miller left foots it. Steve Smith at his own 39. Now re-gears himself forward. Looks for a block. Gets one there. 45-50. Flags are down, and Smith is 2 at the 36. They'll bring it back. 2 flags.
I don't have the statistics in front of me, but when a punt returner reverses his field, I'll bet you 80% of the time there's a block from behind, because the guy all of a sudden you're facing, he turns because the guy has turned who's running with the football. As a blocker, you don't realize it. Whap, you hit him in the back. It happens all the time.
Illegal block in the back, number 47, return team. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. First down.
The rookie safety, Thomas Davis. Pause here to remind you, tomorrow it's a big night of premieres. You won't want to miss King of Queens, How I Met Your Mother, 2.5 Men, then Out of Practice, followed by CSI Miami, and an all-new Dave tomorrow on CBS, America's most watched network.
The King of Queens moves back to Monday night.
85-degree heat, not as humid as the climate that we saw when we arrived on Friday, but this isn't the kind of heat that New England has seen in the last week or so up north. Davis, look at him move the pile.
Well, it's been some day for Stephen Davis, and that was some run he just had. But his first touchdown, well, this one was a little dicey as he pounded in, reached out with that football, got credit for a touchdown. Second one right off right tackle, nothing but a good old-fashioned power football. And then this one on the toss, he gets great blocking, a whole lot easier. That one was pretty easy because of the outstanding blocking, and a 3-touchdown day for the guy who's made a fine comeback this year, Stephen Davis.
Made those 67 yards count, and they're going to go to him now, trying to chew up the clock. 9.5 minutes remaining in the fourth. And Davis hit in the backfield by Wilford. Dick Enberg, along with Dan Deerdorf, Armin Katayan, here in Charlotte, North Carolina. We welcome those of you who have been watching Buffalo and Tampa Bay here. The surprise, modest favorite, was New England coming in, but Tom Brady and the offense has really been pressured by a ferocious Panther defense today that has led Carolina to a 10-point lead here in the fourth quarter, just under 9 minutes to go.
Keep in mind, one of their touchdowns, an interception return for a touchdown by Mike Vrabel.
Jake Delhomme on third down. Over the middle to Smith. And he is hit hard at the 40-yard line by McGinnis and Harrison and stopped just shy of a first down.
Well, Steve Smith gets a first down if it isn't for that hit by Rodney Harrison. Rodney Harrison closed it out right there and kept Smith from picking up the first down.
Now that saves New England a couple 3 minutes. Tim Dwight drifts back. Jason Baker, who had a beautiful 51-yard punt that landed on the 1-yard line, back kick to the 4 on his last effort. This one's a dying spiral. Dwight up to fair catch it at the 20-yard line. For those of you just joining us, here's a microscopic look at the developments in this game.
Well, it has been an awfully good football game. Daniel Graham opened it up for the Patriots, and then Stephen Davis. Look at him reach out with that football. Didn't look like it, but he got credit for the touchdown. Witherspoon intercepts Tom Brady, and that led to this second touchdown for Stephen Davis. Mike Vrabel on a real mix-up just stands there. Jake Delhomme throws it right to him. Mike Rucker comes from behind, strips the ball from Brady. That sets up this touchdown by Stephen Davis, and it has been just an excellent football game to this point, but uncharacteristically a lot of mistakes by New England.
And Brady, who has been harassed just like that, throwing under pressure constantly, and it's not been the same Tom Brady that's been picking defenses apart. This time, big Brenson Buckner, the veteran, 12 years out of Clemson, applying the heat.
Dick, do you remember the first 4 or 5 passes of the game? Tom Brady just stood back there and really had all the time in the world. And since then, his pocket has just disintegrated. This Carolina defense has been relentless.
Led by Julius Peppers, the all-pro, number 90 at defensive end. Here's a blitz again, and it's a Falk on a little lob pass, but coming in underneath to make the tackle was Ken Lucas, and has he ever had a terrific game? Lucas acquired from the Seattle Seahawks as an unrestricted free agent.
And again, this is a nice job. This is a good job by Brady of floating it out there. This is all New England could do, but you're right. That is Ken Lucas coming up on the run support, and he ends up being a pass, and he makes a great tackle recognizing the screen.
And Brady's only 4 for 13 on converting third downs, needs 6 yards here. as we approach the 7-minute mark in this fourth quarter. Incomplete again, a flag down. Ben Watson had his hands on it. And is this another New England penalty? That's part of the story as well for those of you just joining us. Patriots have just had an avalanche of yellow flags.
84, offense. That penalty is declined. It's fourth down.
Tom Brady was just livid in pleading his case to Walt Anderson, our referee. Wow. He was. It's not often you see Tom Brady that upset. He is just ferocious, yelling out to the line judge who called the penalty. A lot of pent-up frustration here on the part of the Patriots.
Left footer Josh Miller kicks it to dangerous Steve Smith. Boy, look at that ball carry. Over the shoulder catch inside the 25. And now watch out. He can fly, but the flag is down. This may be for naught. Only the punter, Baker, and he can't get Smith, who has 6 career touchdown returns, but that might be a celebration that is premature. Josh Miller almost bumping him out of bounds, but it really didn't matter. Well, the way the things have been going, the penalty was against New England. There's Miller getting up slowly, trying to make the tackle. They don't pay you for that, having to go out and try to tackle a guy like Smith in the open field. Big huddle of the officials.
There are 2 fouls on the play. During the return, holding number 32 of the return team, that penalty is declined. During the kick, holding number 24 of the return team, that penalty is accepted. Will penalize 10 yards from the end of the kick. Be first down.
Ricky Manning then, as we flash back, New England has won 33 of their last 35 games, including the playoffs. The last 2 losses at Pittsburgh, middle of last year, 34-20 on Halloween last year, and 7 weeks later, surprised by the orange jerseys of the Dolphins and the score, 29-28. That's an amazing run, a difficult parody of this league, 33-2. Josh Miller landing on the shoulder, trying to deny Smith that return.
He'll come in from the left side of your screen right there as he goes down, and then listen, you hurt your shoulder when you land on your elbow. You don't hurt your shoulder by landing on your shoulder. You hurt your shoulder by landing on your elbow. It drives that upper arm up, and that's what hurts a shoulder.
Here's Stephen Davis, 3 touchdowns, all short, rushing in this game. Takes it out for about 3 before Roosevelt Colvin and Jarvis Green team up on the stop. Well, they've been so good, Dan Deerdorf, these New England Patriots. I think the entire league and the country just wondering, well, how are they going to win this time? Well, the Carolina Panthers, after losing at home against New Orleans last Sunday, they certainly have devised a plan, and it starts with being physical.
Well, it's extraordinary what they do in the face of getting the A+ game from everybody they play. No one has an off week when they play the Patriots.
Back to Davis. And he was running through Patriots, and there were only 2 left. They were Vrabel and Seymour left between him and the goal line.
But Mike Vrabel took the ball away from Stephen Davis as they were going down, and he's pleading his case that he got the ball out before Stephen Davis was completely on the ground. And let me tell you, it's close. It's really close.
But if the whistle had blown, then it doesn't matter.
Well, just watch how smart Vrabel is. Number 50. Davis spins right through. He's got the ball, and he's working to get it out of there. Yes, he doesn't get it away from Stephen Davis until Davis is down and the play is over. But that's just smart football.
Delhomme, it looked like a cross up there and has to eat it at the 25-yard line. You saw that graphic a couple of plays ago. Curtis Martin, a former Patriot, is the last against a New England defense to score 3 rushing touchdowns. Stephen Davis accomplishing that today.
Well, the good move there by Delhomme was not throwing the ball away. Go ahead and make it a running play. The clock continues to run because the clock right now is a friend to the folks in the white jerseys.
As we said at the start of the telecast, not desperate straits at the time for Carolina, but they know well last year that not a single 0-2 start, a team that started 0-2, made it to the playoffs, and only 3 of the last 36 that have started 0-2 have gone on to postseason play. That's Deshaun Foster. The 1-2 punch with Stephen Davis. Roosevelt Colvin another tackle. Foster out last year, 4th game, broken clavicle. Davis out with knee surgery. Then Rod Smart was injured. They finally, after a 1-7 start, Carolina went to Nick Goings, and he produced an incredible amount of yards, 821 yards for Goings, who basically was just a blocking back and a pass receiver. Finished 6-2. With Dan Dierdorf and Armin Katayan, Dick Enberg, welcome to Charlotte, North Carolina, where the Carolina Panthers, in the process of shocking Tom Brady and the New England Patriots, the team they played in the Super Bowl a year and a half ago. And it's been the defense of Carolina that's harassed that man Brady, forcing him to throw early. He's punished him with a series of blitzes, and it's just not been the New England team we've seen in the past 3-4 years.
Well, Bill Belichick was unhappy with the mistakes they made against the Raiders last Thursday, and today, look at that, a dozen New England penalties, so many of them of the pre-snap variety, just the kind where you lose focus and concentration.
This is almost a must-stop if the Patriots are going to hold any hope. And going long, Delhomme for Colbert, incomplete. Rodney Harrison with a coverage. Well, that serves a purpose that aids New England. It stops the clock. 4:11 left. Now they're going to have to punt. And the Patriots with 2 timeouts remaining.
You really got a lot of confidence in your defense and the way they've been playing when you attempt to go for the bomb on that call instead of trying to run a 6-yard or 7-yard pattern to pick up the first down and move the sticks.
Jason Baker now to punt it to Tim Dwight. Oh, he's kicked well. Very high. Dwight at the 19. He's fast, but not fast enough to get around the corner. Carl Hankton, a top special teamer, makes the stop. 51 yards on the punt, 0 on the return, despite the effort of Dwight.
Well, here comes Tom Brady once again to try to get something going offensively, and since about the middle of the first quarter, it has been just an onslaught with this Carolina defense coming after Brady when he tries to set up in the pocket.
Don't see that often, do you, Dan? Both quarterbacks, well, Brady barely over 50% and Delhomme well under.
Well, they have both been under a lot of duress.
Kevin Falk behind Brady. It is now the Patriots who are in a desperate situation. They need some big plays. And there's a wide open Deion Branch. First down, skips out of bounds with a gain of 17. Dan Morgan over there to make sure he didn't go farther.
Well, the one thing I think we know for sure about the Patriots, they're not lacking in confidence. Don't tell me this is a team that doesn't think they can't come back. And that's right. Tom Brady with a dozen career fourth quarter comebacks. 10 points, 350. Not insurmountable.
Mike Minter, their hard-hitting safety, limped off the field for Carolina. Brady lobs it high. Givens can't out-jump Chris Gamble as they went up for that rebound type pass situation.
Well, Gamble's just a kid. He's only in his 2nd year in this league, but he's got big-time player written all over him. An All-American at Ohio State, and that's it. Look at the good. He's so confident in his speed. They're not even running at full speed in the hip pocket of Givens. Times his jump perfectly.
Number 33, Adriz Bashir, a former Colt, has replaced Minter at safety. 3:40 left. Brady underneath, complete to Givens. 50, and he's down to the 45 of Carolina. Again, the Patriots have 2 timeouts left. Clock running at 3:27, 3:26.
Right now, the defensive line of Carolina looks like they're a little winded.
Brady signaling to his wide receivers. All the while, precious time ticks away. Almost intercepted. Ken Lucas in perfect position. Boys, he played a big-time game. Lucas, the former Seahawk, and an unrestricted free agent pickup by these Panthers.
We have seen some really good corner play out of the Panthers today, whether it was Ken Lucas, Gamble on the other side, Ricky Manning Jr. when he's been in there. Other than their one big mistake early of turning Troy Brown loose, they have put tight coverage on these Patriot receivers.
2nd and 10. 3 minutes, 4 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Patriots trying to come from a 10-point deficit. Brady got away from Peppers. A short pass to Falk to the 44-yard line. But that gained only a yard or maybe none.
Julius Peppers taking himself out of the game. Catch a breather.
Brady, incomplete, deflected by Ricky Manning. Now flag. A late flag.
Oh, they're going to call holding, I think, on Ricky Manning.
Holding, number 24, defense. 5-yard penalty, first down.
Well, obviously not popular with the crowd. Let's see if we can get a good look at it.
Must have happened before there.
Didn't happen in that picture.
Might have been contact after the 5-yard limit.
Well, it had to be. Well, he called holding.
First down on the penalty at the 39. 2:32 left. The pump, and he's going for the bomb. Incomplete, Deion Branch. And Lucas right there making sure that he had no room on the sideline.
Well, that's exactly right. Lucas had coverage such that Tom Brady, the only place he could put it, if Deion Branch would have caught that ball, the only way he could have caught it would have been to be out of bounds. He's no success at all in attempting longer passes. Not a single completion over 15 yards.
The 71-yarder was a little flat pass that Troy Brown took.
That was about a 3-yard pass. You're right.
2:27 left. Tight end, Ben Watson. To the 33.
That ball's out.
There was no whistle. It came out, and Carolina says they have it. And that should do it for the Panthers. They've got the ball. Dan Morgan in the middle of the defense. The Pro Bowler a year ago covered the ball. Watson trying to do too much in a crowd, and they stripped him.
Well, it's second and third effort on the part of Ben Watson. He could have gone down. Watch him fight for yardage, but the ball gets away from his body, and Chris Gamble was fighting for the ball, trying to strip the ball, and it finally comes loose. I mean, you got to give the kid credit for trying. He's not going down easily.
Now the quick handoff to Sean Foster.
You know, from a coaching standpoint, Dick, you're kind of bewildered about what to say to Ben Watson on that play. You admire the fact that he's fighting for every extra inch, but at the same time, ball security is the single most important part of the game.
Again, to remind you of how omnipotent this New England team has been coming into this game. The last 35 games for the Patriots, they've lost only twice, including the playoffs. And so for Carolina to rise up after a disappointing loss in their opener against the New Orleans Saints and really deny, that's the word that comes to mind, they just have denied all that Brady wants to do.
And what has been a remarkably physical football game. The New England Patriots said of our 3 Super Bowl wins, by far and away, our most physical opponent was the Carolina Panthers. And I think we saw again this afternoon why that was so.
Timeout was called by New England. They have 1 remaining.
And they've got the 2-minute warning coming up.
That'll come up after this play. 2:12 shows. Foster, the former UCLA star. Good push by that offensive line. That's been impressive as well. It's a rebuilt line. They got Mike Wall from Green Bay to play guard, and Wharton, Mitchell, Reyes, and Gross. They're moving the Patriots back. 2-minute timeout.
Dynasty is today, baby! That's the NFL on CBS.
Panther fans in the spirit. Their team trying to put the first L on the New England Patriots in this new season. This is a 3rd down and about 5. And if he makes it, the game's over. Game over as Foster has a first down out at the 47-yard line. And with 1:48 remaining, the clock ticking, Patriots will even spend their final timeout. Well, there have been 7 other teams, and now the 8th is New England, entering a season seeking a 3rd consecutive Super Bowl. None of the previous 7 made it for the chance. And of course, the Pats fighting that very difficult history, and the first 3 out of 4 for Belichick, 3 out of 4 Super Bowls. And you saw Brady there briefly, the first ever before age 28 quarterback to win 3 Super Bowl rings. This was not his nor his team's day.
Well, and
good credit to Carolina.
And what do they have in store?
Oh, no, don't show that.
Well, that's what they're going to be thinking about on the plane on the way back to New England, is the brutal schedule that awaits the New England Patriots. Okay, this one's over with up top here, but check out what's coming up here. Division winner, Pittsburgh. Division winner, San Diego. Division winner, Atlanta. 10-6 wild card team in Denver. 3 of the next 4 on the road for the New England Patriots. The schedule maker not overly kind to the New England Patriots.
Those teams last year averaged close to 12 wins. So Bill Belichick, and when we talked to him yesterday, his eyes rolled and he mumbled when we brought up the idea of the schedule, that it really, as you said, the toughest you've ever seen.
I can't recall a stretch like that where 4 out of 5 games on the road. Yeah, granted, Carolina did make the playoffs last year. Well, 14 guys on IR had something to do with that.
They were 6-2 to finish the season.
That's right, and they were the defending NFC champions coming into last year. So when you couple those games and put them all together, you're going, wow, that's a staggering schedule.
You saw Delhomme not at all happy about calling a timeout. Now the kneel down, and he'll do that one more time. The game will be over, much to the delight of these 73,000 at Bank of America Stadium in Charlotte.
Well, I'm sure a lot of people might think here in Carolina that, this is revenge for a Super Bowl loss. Well, that's not it at all. I think everybody in this stadium is savvy enough to know is that it got this team back to 1-1, where 0-2 would have been. It would have been a really tough hill for them to climb. Right now, the Carolina franchise has to feel awfully good about themselves.
Well, they lost Chris Jenkins, their terrific tackle. He's out for the season, knee surgery against New Orleans, and many wondered how would that impact this defense. Well, without him today, this defense stood up as one and showed why they are regarded as one of the toughest in the entire NFL.
And this game was everything that we thought it would be in terms of a physical football game. These are 2 of the most aggressive, hard-hitting teams in the National Football League.
Stay tuned. Game 2 of our doubleheader coming up. Cleveland, Green Bay, San Diego, Denver, Miami, and the Jets. That's what's ahead for Dan Dierdorf and Armin Katayan. Dick Enberg, so long from Bank of America Stadium, where the final score again favors the Carolina Panthers, 27-17.